Posted 50, back of the queue is all the way to the bottles. Go or no go? Can I do better, or will it get worse if I don't go now?
I'm at Indiana Jones right now contemplating whether or not I should get in this standby queue. A classic go or no go. Thing is, I have to. At some point. This and 9 other rides, and I have just 5 hours to do it. 10 rides, 5 hours.
10 rides in 5 hours. It seems like it should be at least relatively easy, right? But it's the rules. It's the rules that are gonna get me.
The rules? No rope drop, no park closing, gotta be midday. No shortcuts in Fantasyland, 4 rides max there. Gotta mix in some lightning lane, minimum of 4 of those, but I have to go standby. And I gotta eat lunch. Oh, and one of those rides has to be Indiana Jones Adventure. If we make it, it's a Dole Whip float as our prize. If not, the worst possible ride in the park.
Okay, we're gonna get this party started here on Bay Street at 11 a.m. The clock is ticking, 5 hours to go. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling more than a little bit nervous about this because I actually don't think I can do it. I actually don't think I can do all 10 of these rides and lunch in the next 5 hours. And I don't even have a plan because I'm not even positive where the discounts are right now, other than my plan is to start here at Tomorrowland. I do have, I think, a couple tricks up my sleeve. We'll see. The difficulty is trying to balance, the lightning lane attractions with the non-lightning lanes. I've got my restrictions. I've got my requirements. Man, it's just gonna be difficult to get this just right.
And we'll get right into the first trick up my sleeve, a short wait at Buzz Lightyear, and it's a lightning lane attraction. We can check one box while also hopefully putting some save time into the bank, which is gonna be important for when we get to Indiana Jones.
With an average of 30 minutes per attraction, and that includes walking time, by the way, to get from one attraction to the next. 30 minutes per attraction. The goal here, obviously, at Buzz is to get something in 20 minutes or so. It's posted 20. Typically, it's not. Typically, it's less than posted. We're gonna hope to put some time in the bank right here.
Slowish start. I'm second guessing myself already. It's easy calling shots from the sideline when I'm doing a state of report, but when you have to follow your own advice and actually get in a queue and try to get a W. But things do pick up when we're in our vehicle at 11:15.
Battle stations, report to the flight deck for immediate launch. To infinity and beyond.
Ready to launch? I'm not discouraged by our progress so far. That is not good. I don't think I'm even going to break 100. I just barely made it. Oh my gosh, I just barely made it. 100,000.
Any challenge needs a good start. You hate to fall behind right away. We're off and running.
Okay, looking at the clock, 11:24. That was 22 minutes in that. 24 since the start of the launch. So we banked 6 minutes. That was the goal. I'm now going to attempt, this is going to be one of the shady ones. I'm going to attempt one of my little secret weapons. My second secret weapon. We're starting off with secret weapons here first.
And if it looks like we're heading to Space Mountain, you're absolutely right. But that's an insane choice, isn't it? No, not if it's single rider.
This is a huge risk, especially this early in the challenge. We've been in the park only for 27 minutes right now, and I'm going to jump into the single rider queue for Space Mountain, which doesn't even count towards our lightning lane attraction quota because we're not going standby, we're going single rider. But if this works well, if the single rider goes through quickly, this is actually going to be hopefully under the 30-minute ratio, and we get to do Space Mountain, which is pretty nice.
While it didn't seem like it while I was standing there doing nothing for 8 minutes, at 11:35 we're off to the next stage of the single rider queue. That's 11 minutes after leaving Buzz Lightyear, and I'm feeling like half a genius. We'll see if the other half is there at the under end of this hall.
And this is where the risk comes in, not just waiting back there, but just who knows how often, how frequently they're going to get a single rider into one of those vehicles, how long, how often the spaces can open up. We've got about 10 people ahead of us. Maybe another 10 minutes?
They actually did it 6 minutes later.
It's 11:45 to our vehicle, so it's 19 minutes from the exit of Buzz Lightyear. That's really, really good.
You're clear for launch.
One of the best parts about my job is meeting all the fans who are excited to see me in the parks. And I met this man's son earlier in the day, and he was so excited to take a selfie with me, his son. And then to wind up riding single rider with his dad, I had to finish the experience. Makes me think about bringing back the on-camera shout-outs like back in the day. And now it's 11:51, back on solid ground and in the light of day, and we've banked 9 minutes already. And we're ready to keep the streak going with a quick dash over to Autopia, where I'm hoping my instincts are correct. This should be an easy W.
I will take that. I will take 15 minutes for sure. Considering when I walked up there, I thought maybe it said 45 minutes. But this is one of those, again, secret weapons. The tricks up my sleeve. Quick ride, hopefully. It's about a 6-minute drive out there, so that's gonna, that's a little bit more than an average ride might take. But hopefully we can get through this queue in less than 15 minutes, and we will have knocked out our second Lightning Lane attraction.
Hiya, drivers. This is Bird. For a safe drive, remember to stay seated with your seatbelt fastened, keeping your hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the car.
I gotta say, I was hoping for better, but we're still ahead. If you had said 16 minutes in the Autopia queue, I'd have taken it.
Gotta say, I'm pretty happy with that. 12:08 under our vehicle here. We're driving through the countryside of tomorrow. How exciting. 12:08, so by the time we're done here, it'll be 12:12, I guess. So we will have banked 18 minutes. That's pretty good. And the reason why that is good is because check out the tip board. I was looking at the tip board while we were waiting in the queue. I wanted to see what was going on with Indiana Jones. I have to do it, and maybe I should have started with Indiana Jones, I'm not sure, but right now it's at 50 minutes. But as I have often said in many videos in the past, I am confident in my ability to beat Indiana Jones. I think I can figure it out, which would leave us just one more Lightning Lane attraction, and then we've got we've got some options there. Matterhorn is looking pretty dirty. Big Thunder's not looking too good. I think our best option might be when we get there is Runaway Railway or even Pirates of the Caribbean, even though that's like a 15-minute ride. You lose a lot of time just in the ride as opposed to being in the queue. These are all decisions that we're going to be making in the future. Right now, we need to get this done and go check out Indiana Jones. I don't think I've ever been on this side of the track. If I have, it's been a long time. We were in lane 1, which is just, I'm never in lane 1.
And this is where I switched from the left to the right foot because damn, your legs get tired holding down that gas pedal. Seriously though, my leg is on fire. All right, let's see if we can't stick the landing here. Don't be short or long, am I right? Everyone is watching. I stopped rolling, but I nailed it at 12:14 p.m. That's 16 minutes now in the bank. We're doing it, but is it enough? Because the eyes of Mara are watching us.
16 minutes in the bank, good. But now we've got a bit of a hike to get over to Indiana Jones and just cross our fingers that we find an agreeable queue. Not today, Star Tours, not today. We're gonna do this, we're gonna get this. That's what I'm talking about. You will be mine. Tropical Hideaway, Dole Whip Float, you will be mine.
We need some good news here. We don't win if we can't beat Indiana Jones.
Posted 50, back of the queue is all the way to the bottles. This is where it gets difficult. Go or no go. I don't like the looks of that, but the question is, can I do better or will it get worse if I don't go now?
Okay, I'm calling it a no-go. That's a no-go, and I'm worried I'm going to regret that decision. The hope is that Indy gets better, or at least not worse, but worse is always possible. Spoiler alert. Which means we need some things to go our way here in Fantasyland.
All right, let's bank some time. We're starting this section at 12:27. So we've actually just spent some of that bank time already just getting here. We're now 3 minutes ahead of the clock at 12:27.
Rules for this challenge were set up so that I couldn't just hit a bunch of dark rides and get that 10 ride number. There needs to be some challenge to this challenge. But we do get 4 rides in Fantasyland, and I'm determined to get the most out of that. We are going to win this thing.
$12:42, so what does that mean? That means we knocked it out start to finish in 15 minutes. We banked 15 minutes. No time to rest. Toads is next.
Oh no, that's not good. Oh, I don't like the looks of this at all. This is not what I had in mind.
I really thought I was doing something with this Fantasyland stuff. Thought we're gonna bank a lot of time. Toads is killing us. 20 minutes and we're not even in the vehicle yet.
That's our boat, and it took darn near a half hour. Toad Hall has let us down.
Just try to keep me out of Toads, though, on a challenge day. I'm gonna choose it every time, no matter how long it takes. With that, we just spent more time in Toads than we did on Space Mountain. And that illustrates the value of that move that I did. It wasn't necessarily because Space Mountain is great or because it was a Lightning Lane attraction, but because I knew that if we got the single rider done quickly enough, it would actually be a time-saving ride, more so than what we would find elsewhere in the park. Even Toads took longer than Space Mountain did.
Mad Tea Party should get us back on. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, we are gonna be late. Okay, pretty sure we can do better than that a little later. Let's plan B this cup of tea and see if there's any breaks at Casey Jr. perhaps? But none to be found. Still running just one train, that's a no-go.
Yeah, you're killing me, Fantasyland. You're killing me.
Well, Pinocchio was always part of the schedule, and I think while we're knocking this one out, things might get better at the teacups.
I absolutely love Pinocchio. This ride is growing on me so much. I have so much fun on this ride now. It's like the classicest bestest Disney dark ride they could make.
Not quite.
Don't hit me away. Quick, hurry up.
Make a wish, fresh baked.
Gee, I'm glad to be home.
All right, so that was a bit of a get right. We've actually banked a little bit of time. We're at 6 rides at 122, right? It's 123, so we banked 37. We're supposed to be at 3 hours right now. Supposed to be at 3 hours with 4 rides to go.
Outstanding, worked pretty well. Was hoping for more, but it's still better than it was.
Well, it worked, kind of, a little bit at least. We're at least 1 rotation quicker on that. He was back to the end of that flower back there, so that's got to be at least 1 rotation. That's 4 or 5 minutes, right?
Would it surprise you if I said it took just 12 minutes to get from the back of that queue on the rail? Not me. This ride is a lot quicker than it looks.
When I look back on this challenge, when it's all said and done, I think the best part about this is that I've actually got to go on 10 rides. We're on our 7th ride right now, and I'm having the time of my life. I'm actually going to Disneyland. Hey! I'm actually going to Disneyland today, which is awesome. 7th ride so far. What are we talking about? Buzz Lightyear, Space Mountain, Autopia. Tried to do Indiana Jones, that didn't work out. Snow White, Toads, Pinocchio, and this number 7 Mad Tea Party. Not too shabby, but we got work cut out for us today because we still have to hit 3 more attractions. 2 of them are going to be Lightning Lane. One of them is Indiana Jones, another Lightning Lane attraction that has yet to be determined, and then a wild card, which could be very wild. That could be the clincher. That could be the one that determines whether or not we make it, because there's not a lot of quick rides left. Ah! By the way, we made excellent time. It is just now 1:39. We're supposed to be at 2:20, or no, 2:30 at this point. Way ahead. Got to bank that for Indiana Jones.
All right, Fantasyland was a win, but we'll see if it's the deciding win, though, because we still have 3 rides to go, and one of them needs to be a proper Lightning Lane attraction. And then, of course, there's still that Indiana Jones thing we got to deal with. Best possible option for a Lightning Lane given our location can only be Runaway Railway. Was posted at 30 minutes, and it's a slick queue, but...
Oh dear. Oh dear, 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 dear. Saw 30 minutes on the tip board, and I thought we might have an opportunity at Runaway Railway, but it sounds like, or it looks like, that was a call to action for everybody else to come. We're outside the door, which does not bode well for an actual 30-minute standby or 30-minute wait. We're going to dig into that bank a little bit right now. Rides in 5 hours. It seems like it should be at least relatively easy, right? But it's the rules. It's the rules that are going to get me.
Okay, this is going well. The queue is moving. Love to see this. Still going strong through concession stand, and we're in the screening room in just 16 minutes.
Please fill in all available space.
We'll sing a song.
All right, let's go. Surprise victory here at Runaway Railway. We're in our vehicle in just under a half an hour, which is all I could ask for, really, from a Lightning Lane attraction. I'm not trying to bank time here. just trying not to lose, trying to just get at 30 minutes if we can. But we did actually wind up beating the clock by 2 minutes.
I don't think I've ever been in the back seat before. So I don't remember this at all.
We have to stop them before they go over the...
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Oh, excellent. You're all waltzing so beautifully together.
But here's the catch. We've got to spend some of that bank time right here in Toontown. One of the rules is I have to have lunch. A proper quick service one at least. So it's Cafe Daisy right next door for a flop over pizza with no waiting, luckily.
Cheers, Fresh Baked. Look at that thing. Wow.
Time to get back to work, and I guess while we're in Toontown, we should take a peek at gadgets. It's a 20-second ride, which is awesome. But what about that queue?
Oh, heck no. No way.
Leaving Toontown, and now suddenly I've got doubts. Because even though we've done a fair job of banking time, it's 2:30 now. And we need to get these last two attractions done in 90 minutes. Sounds easy, right? But what if Indy is still an hour or more?
Not gonna lie, that don't look good. This don't look good at all here in Adventureland.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's a lot of people. Sign says 45 minutes, but we've got a better chance of finding the Ark of the Covenant than we do beating that Indy queue.
We banked a lot of time. I would spend it all in that queue right now. Oh my God. I think I could do that in an hour. I gotta assume it's gonna be an hour. That's just basically what I'm going with now. So whatever I choose next has to be done in the next 30 minutes, or we have to hope we do better than that. My hope is they're gonna bump that wait time up to 70, 80 minutes or something like that, because that ain't 45, heck no. And then maybe that'll be a call to action for people to stay away. We get in our last moment. I mean, otherwise, what do I do now? They're calling Pirates 30, which means it's probably not. Maybe it's 20, but then it's a 15-minute ride inside. You're looking at 35 minutes. That's the back of the queue right there. I think that's it, right? Even though it's probably not going to be 30, it's going to be under that, 20, 25, but we're going to spend 15 on the ride, so you're looking at 30, 35, maybe 40. Right? That leaves us 50 minutes to get to the vehicle at Indy. This is going to be really, really close.
I know there are probably better options here than Pirates, but I don't want to go too far from Indy. If we save any time, some of that would be spent hiking it back to Adventureland. But one option I failed to consider was Tiana's. Not standby, but single rider, just like we did at Space Mountain. I'm guessing it would have been maybe a 10 or 15 minute wait, and a shorter time actually on ride than Pirates.
17, we just got on the boat thing. I'm gonna need them to hit the NOS on this thing if we're gonna make it in time. And while I sat down, I just realized a huge blunder that I just made. A huge blunder. I'm feeling so much regret. I'll tell you what that is when we're done with the ride.
I love pirates, but this might be the most aware I've ever been of just how long you're in your boat on this attraction. I want to stick my hand in the water and help paddle us back to dock. We need a miracle.
Yeah, I'm in a ridiculously bad spot now. 3:33, 27 minutes to 4. There is no earthly way that I could possibly get through the Indiana Jones queue in 27 minutes from this point. One little bright spot that I was kind of whispering about in the queue, or in the boat there, was that the ride has gone from having a wait time to not having a wait time. Standby says it's available, but there's no time posted. That suggests to me some kind of breakdown or an issue of that nature, which gives us a small glimmer of hope that if we time this thing right, we could walk into perhaps a light queue. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna keep this camera rolling for the last 27 minutes here and see what happens. As for our blunders, okay, so two things. One, I think I was a little too casual at lunch. I think I could have saved 3 or 4 minutes while I was eating that pizza, but I thought I was way ahead. I wasn't. But two, what you want to save, I should have saved the longest ride, 15 minutes in there. That's too long. All you need to do is get to the boat by 4 and it's a victory, right? So I've cost myself 15 minutes. Actually, more like 7 or 8 minutes, because Indiana Jones is, 5 or 6 minutes of ride time also. So I cost myself a little time. I should have gone in Indy first, and then just to see what kind of time we have left to determine what our last ride is. But instead I'm so screwed. It's so bad. There is the ride being emptied. They've just shut it down and kicked everybody out. What a way to, so I was right that there was some sort of breakdown situation. I was right about that, but I was hoping that an opportunity would present itself by the time we got off Pirates. I mean, it still could. We've got 25 minutes to the bell. I am going to wait here for 25 minutes and see what happens. And if we're lucky, it takes about 5, 7, 10 minutes to walk through the queue. If I could just be in the neighborhood, and that thing, if they drop that rope at 3:50.
3:52 p.m. and all hope is lost.
I tried. I tried. 4:06. I even went a little bit over just to have a moral victory, but it's time to take the L. I got to take the L on this one, guys. Mistakes were made. Still, it could have been possible. We'll have to run it again at some point in the future. But for now, I got to pay the price. I got to go to detention.
For those that watch our shows often, I call that expanded interior queue at Star Tours detention. I have no idea why. It just feels like it's a penalty when you're in that room, like you're not supposed to be in there. I asked my wife, if I lose this challenge, what should be my punishment? Ride? She said ride Star Tours. She knows me so well.
This job, I apprenticed. Oh yeah.
Luckily, no detention for us today, but we are still on my least favorite attraction in the entire park. A definite L for me.
Don't get me wrong. I love Star Wars, and there's no such thing as a bad ride at Disneyland. But 100%, I'd rather be having a Dole Whip float right now than getting ready to go onto a space simulator in a box.
My scanner is able to identify over 14,000 different species of life forms.
All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
You know I can't fly this thing. No, neither can you. We need a proper pilot.
See, at no point do I feel like I'm in a spaceship or flying through space. I am always 100% aware that I'm in a box on a gimbal watching a TV screen. I know. It's still fun to you guys. It's a me problem. What can I say?
How will it ever end? Oh, thank the maker.
Well, there you go, guys. 4:30 in the afternoon as we wrap this show. On the one hand, hey, how are you? On the one hand, I was right this morning. I've said I don't think we're going to do it. I think this is crazy. This is too aggressive. 10 rides in 5 hours sounds easy, but it's not. On the one hand, I was right about that. We didn't get it done, but there's reasons for that. On the other hand, I feel like we could have. A lot of mistakes were made and things we can adjust in the future if we try this again. So it's not that it's impossible, you just have to practice. You just gotta practice. And you know what, that practice means going to Disneyland a lot. That's okay with me. In the end, that's the bottom line. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching. I don't know, we'll see you next time, guys. Be safe out there, be kind to one another. Fresh baked.